as great as the last panel, the sixth panel of the day, with our speakers who will share more on topic innovative technologies to drive green hydrogen development, mobility and application development. And for this one, we have Raúl García Posada. He's the director of ASEALEN. Welcome. Can you please join me on the stage? We have with him Enrique Gómez de Priego Fernandez. He's the CEO of Sunrgyze. Welcome, Enrique. And we have also Ignacio Martín García, technical director of Fusion Fuel Spain. Hello. Yes, and Rubén Pozo Vaquero, so sorry, from Sector Lead Hydrogen. Thank you very much.
Okay. Can you hear me? Yeah? Hello?
Okay,
yeah?
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Okay, thank you very much, Energy Box, for this invitation. It's a pleasure to be here again in a new edition to know more about hydrogen. This is the panel of innovative technologies. I hope this is not the panel of non-bankable technologies, but okay, at ASEALEN, the Spanish Energy Storage Association, we believe that we will use hydrogen in the future as an energy vector. But first of all, we have to produce it. So we have Enrique, Rubén, and Ignacio, and we are going to start with a presentation of Ignacio from Fusion Fuel. Yeah, please.
Okay, so thank you very much. Thank you very much for staying to the last presentation. It's been a long but interesting day. Don't worry about the presentation. I will try to make it short and sweet for everybody. So let me just introduce ourselves, Fusion Fuel. We are a multinational company. We operate in different countries, and we are also traded in the NASDAQ stock market in New York. So we have developed our own electrolysis technology. Our research and development and engineering facilities are based in Portugal, but also our main manufacturing facilities. As you can see there in the picture, that's our main factory. And we not only sell our technology, of course, we have a product, we want to sell it, and it's open in the market. We also develop our own projects. So we are also acting as developers of green hydrogen projects. And we operate from the greenfield up to the ready-to-build construction, operation, and the decommissioning of the plants. So if you can go to the next slide, please, or I think I can make it. So you will ask, why are we in the innovation panel? So our technology is a very simple idea. There was originally one company called Mag Power, which they have many years of experience installing and operating concentrated PV panels, which you can see on the screen on the left-hand side. So these systems, they have been doing this for many years with no issues for the production of generation of electricity. And one guy in the research and development department, he thought, okay, how can we make this product even better? How can we make the most of it? So he said, let's attach a small electrolyzer on the back of the tracker. And that's what he did, in a way that we not only use the electricity produced by the solar panel, we also use the heat, the residual heat that you normally dump to the air, to the atmosphere. We are also using it in the electrolysis process. So the concept is very simple. You have the radiation, you have a Fresnel lens where you concentrate the solar radiation into one single spot, one single point, where you have the solar cell. You generate the electricity, and it goes directly into the electrolyzer, all the power. And what about the heat? So the same water we use in the electrolyzer for the electrolysis, we use it to cool down the PV cell, so we can control the efficiency of it. It doesn't go very, very hot. And we pass the heat, we transfer the heat onto the electrolyzer. So we are basically using all the solar radiation. We achieve efficiencies of around 26.8%. We are talking about solar to hydrogen efficiency. And we use it in small modules. So one solar tracker, as you can see on the left-hand side, has 144 modules. Each module has 2 small electrolyzers, the size of a small tablet, and 6 PV cells. So you can imagine all that installed in that system. It generates only with solar radiation up to 1 ton of green hydrogen a year. But we also can use it during the night. We connect it to the grid, and we duplicate the production. So we can have 1 ton with solar radiation, 1 ton a year of hydrogen produced during the night. Can you please go? Thank you. What is the advantage of this system? Well, we are fully independent from the grid. We don't need to install a PV plant, then take the transformers or the inverters. We have to dump it on the grid, and then we have to consume it. No, we do everything in one single place. Also, we can size our projects to the demand. So we need a higher production, more hydrogen. We simply install more modules. We want to have a small plant. We install only a few of our trackers. Our efficiency, as I said, we are using the electricity and the heat. So this is allowing us to operate the electrolyzer at a very high efficiency. Is fully designed to be manufactured in a fully automated plant. So it's a small device. It is very easy to get it fabricated. Our plant in Portugal, it has 500 megawatts of electrolysis capacity. It's fully automated. The first line has come into operation last May, and during 2023, the rest of the lines will come into line, ramping up to 500 megawatts of electrolysis capacity. This also gives us a big advantage on CapEx, because if we minimize the manual intervention, we can have cheaper products. We put the machines to work, and we produce thousands of microelectrolyzers very easily, very cheaply. And also proven performance. We already have one plant operating in Portugal. It's producing up around 15 tons of green hydrogen a year. It's been operating for over 1 year. And we already have performance reports by independent parties, basically certifying that our technology works, that our technology has the level of efficiencies we are showing to the market. And well, this is pretty much it. I said I was going to make it short and sweet. I think that was enough, isn't it?
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Ignacio. So I don't know, Enrique, if you want to complement with your technology.
Okay. Yes. I'm going to show you a little bit about our technology. There are some aspects which are are similar to the previous presentation, but there are some other differences. Sunrgyze, it is a spin-off created by Repsol and Agas. Repsol started with the development of this technology, which is called photoelectrocatalytic technology in 2012, and in 2018, Enagás joined this project, and last year they created Sunrgyze as a spin-off for finalizing the industrialization and commercialization of this technology. Our technology is very simple. We take directly the solar energy, transform it into chemical energy, and dividing the water molecule into hydrogen and oxygen into the different chambers in just one step and one device. No? This gives us a very high efficiency in terms of sun-to-hydrogen and a very low cost of hydrogen. We have 3 different patent families. We have been awarded with more than 45 patents in 30 countries. And now we are developing the 3rd generation of our technology. In terms of advantages, as I mentioned, we achieve a very high efficiency in terms of sun-to-hydrogen. Our technology is working in a very soft conditions, so it has a very long durability and design life. We are not using scarce or expensive materials. Also, it is a direct hydrogen production from the sun, and we don't need expensive power electronics or other equipment, so we have a very low capex. Our technology is modular and scalable, and it can run both in bias-free operation, but also connected to the network by night, no? if it is the case. And we need a very low water quality compared with other alternatives, such as a PV plant plus alkaline electrolyzer or PV plant plus PEM electrolyzer. Thanks to this, we achieve a lower level cost of hydrogen compared with these 2 technologies. And finally, just for a recall, nowadays we are designing the demo plant, which is going to be located at Repsol refinery in Puerto Llano. It is going to be our first industrial plant for producing 200 tons of hydrogen per year. It has been awarded with an innovation fund small scale with 4.5 million euros. And it is planned to be commissioned on 2025. After this, we will launch commercially our technology. And that's it.
Thank you, Enrique. Ruben, what is your opinion about the security of these kind of technologies, this kind of development with hydrogen?
Okay, first of all, I make a first question because we are here, we are Bureau Veritas, we are a company with almost 200 years, and we are based on proceedings, and we are in a panel of new developments. And I want to make this short description because it's important, okay? Why is important? Because Bureau Veritas is trying to boost or to create confidence between different stakeholders in all the value chain of the hydrogen technologies, okay? And how we can generate this confidence? This confidence is between risk assessment, risk safeties, between due diligence, between how to generate new proceedings for purchase and procurement departments to define which is the better technology to decide to purchase for electrolyzers, for different issues, and to complete all the gaps that is not possible to complete only for the manufacturers, only for the EPCs, to complete the gap that is between these relationships. And this is one of the first issues that we are, and in terms of safety, yes, we are working on defining new proceedings on safety to generate this confidence. We have a project certification, and there are a lot of new issues or new situations that hydrogen will be in the future safety, basically. Okay, and in terms of safety, okay, these new developments have a risk in the future, but they need to resolve it at this moment. They are in pilot plans, and they need to pass to a maturity sector and to generate these issues with new proceedings, basically. But we are working on it. Okay.
Thank you, Ruben. You both have already commented some of the advantages of your different technologies, but could you go deeper regarding this direct hydrogen production of our technologies? Why this is better than the traditional electrolyzers?
Okay. Well, in our case, the main difference is that we are using a different process. It is called photoelectrocatalytic process. It's not a standard electrolysis. And in just one process or one step, we take directly the solar energy and use it for dividing the water molecule instead of producing the renewable energy and then applying as in a standard electrolyzer. No? It is slightly different, and from our point of view, it has a lot of advantages because there are less losses, we need less equipment, and at the end you can get better performance and lower cost. No? Nevertheless, we are in the process of finalizing the development of the technology for being available in the market.
Okay. And your technology is similar, no? Or for yes. The point of view of the client is a panel and produce hydrogen, but inside is very difficult, so very different. So
yeah, it's basically we use PEM technology. However, the microelectrolyzer is we have developed our own patent, so it is slightly different to the conventional PEM electrolyzers you will see on the market, using less quantity of certain materials. It's also easier for us to manufacture, so we can produce many of these very easily in our automated process. And the use of these concentrated solar panels, it also allows us to make the most use of the solar radiation, because we are not only using the electricity, which for a concentrated PV system is, we are talking about a 40% efficiency. We are also using the additional 60% of the heat. That's why we achieve those high levels of efficiency. We are talking about 26.8%. And all these combined, we are talking about an efficient system, efficient fabrication. Today, because our technology is already deployed, it is in a commercial stage, we are constructing one plant here in Madrid for 𝒐𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒐𝒓, formerly known as CLH. Today, the projects we are selling, we are talking about an LCOH of about 3 to 4 euro per kilogram, which is pretty reasonable compared to what you can find in the market today.
Okay, thank you. Innovative technologies, but what are we talking about? That you said innovation fund a minute before, and you are talking novel technology, but I guess that they're in commercial status. But could you say something more about this innovative? What are the size of your projects? What is your planning in the future?
You can go first and then.
Okay, so as I said before, we have one plant in Portugal operating with 50 of these units. The purpose of this plant is not only commercial, or is not so commercial as we would expect, but we also use it as a demonstration center, so we can take clients there, everybody can visit the plant, they can see the panels fully working. We use it to test several systems with the compressors and storage tanks. We also have a fuel cell for electricity generation. Then, just answering your question about the size of projects. The plant we are constructing now here in Madrid for 𝒐𝒏𝒂𝒕𝒐𝒓, it has 21 units. So this is going to operate during day and night, so the production capacity is around 40 tons of green hydrogen a year. Next year, we are going to start building our second plant with a total capacity of 150 tons a year in Andalucía. And then we are scaling up on the size of the projects. We have already started the permitting process for one plant in Aragon, which is going to be around 1,000 tons a year, mainly for mobility use, but also for other uses as blending or industrial use. And other projects we have in the permitting process, they have a size of around 5,000 tons of green hydrogen a year, only with the solar radiation. So that's the size we are talking about at the moment.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yes, well, in our case, our technology is scalable and modular, so we can jump directly to a very large scale plants. As I said, we are now focused in this first demo plant, but also we are starting working in a new plant, which is going to be the next plant that we are going to build, which is going to be 10 tons hydrogen per day, production per day. No? So it's going to be a very large scale plant.
Okay, and regarding the TRL and the innovation fund, what is the step that you hope to give with this project, or do you expect the technology is going to change a lot, or that this kind of fund is oriented to increase this scale of the project?
As I mentioned before, we are now developing the third generation of our technology. We have been testing in a pilot plant that we have in technology lab in Móstoles, the generation 1 and generation 2. It is true that this generation 3, it has important difference from what we have learned in this pilot plant, but we consider that this generation is going to be directly the one that we're going to launch. We're going to use it in the demo plant, and is the one that we're going to launch to the market.
Okay, perfect. I don't know if the audience has any question at this moment. No. Okay, we have one more. This is about next generation hydrogen bank. Ruben, what is your opinion about that?
Okay, the last panel, one person said that it's a nonsense. Last week, the European Bank is going to open a hydrogen bank with 3 billion of euros in investment, in new investment, and this tool is going to, or this bank is going to an easy way to obtain funds, obtain financement from Union Europe. But this is one issue that, this is one issue that reduces the complex to obtain this money. But to be profitable, because I like it in the panel before, one person said, okay, to make bankable is necessary to make this, permitting and legalization, click, manufacturing, okay, but bankable is not totally defined. Why? Because there are a little bit gap now between the possibility to be profitable or not, and this project needs financement to reduce this gap. Okay, and the bank will be produce will be produce this, or will reduce this gap in the financement project. Okay.
Okay. And about your point of view of this kind of new tools is appropriated. Is going to be for more bankable products, or perhaps it's a new tool to facilitate this development?
Well, I think that typically this is the way it is, no? Little by little, these financial tools are being defined for helping the market or its development. It is true, as Ruben said, I think it is important that the certifiers, as his company, can play an important role for giving this confidence to the banks at the end of the day for financing this project. If this happens in the past with other renewable technologies where they were not mature enough 10, 20 years ago, and they helped also in this process till the technology was mature enough and also the confidence in the market was achieved. No? So I think that these instruments are fine. We need to give them some time, but also other companies in the market can help to, not only the financial instrument from the European Union can help for giving this confidence.
Okay.
Yeah, well, pretty much the same. I would also like to add that it's not only as somebody said this morning, it's not only all the support, all the funding, or all the finance to the hydrogen products, it's also all the supply chain, because we also have to consider that we produce the hydrogen, but we also have to move it, we have to compress it, we have to store it, or we have to purify it, and it's not only on us, on companies that produce electrolyzers. There is also a whole world of auxiliary industry that has a very important role, and it's getting there. It's getting there. So there are new products every day, but they, as their commercial scale increases, the finance of the products or the economics of the products will make more sense thanks to the auxiliary industry, because half of the price is production, the other half is BOP.
There are things. Okay, thank you very much. So, last opportunity to make a question by the audience. So, it seems no questions. So, this is all for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.